Hi, I thought today that we would change little Esme here into a new sleeper that I bought, and also I wanted to share a little story about something that happened to me, well, almost happened to me, and I just thought it would be fun to kind of show her off. I just got her last week. She's Esme by Cassie Brace, and she's really cute. I got her off reborns.com, and I cannot remember who her artist is right now. I will have to link it or just put it in the description. So yeah, she's really sweet. And as I was going through clothes to change her into, I kind of realized I needed to buy a few bigger sleepers. Sleepers are not something I normally get excited about, but for some reason this year, as it's gotten colder, I've been enjoying putting a lot of the dolls into little sleepers, and I don't know if it's just being easier than trying to find pants and shirts to match, but so I thought I need to buy some 0 to 3 and some 3-month. I actually got 3 to 6 months. Now I'm thinking about it, I wanted 3 and 3 to 6 month sleepers, but I think 0 to 3 is going to fit her well. So when I was at Walmart, I just looked, and they had a couple new kind of cute sleepers, and so we're going to change her into one of them. These are the 2 sleepers that I found there. They're just Child of Mine by Carter's, made by Carter's, and this one just has, it's kind of like fall colors. It's got some sage greens and some rust and peachy colored flowers on them. And then this one is super fun. It's pink with rust polka dots and a little bunny on it. So I think those are good size for her. Newborn fits her well. I have so many clothes, but every time I go looking for something, I can't find anything that's really catching my eye. And so that's why I decided to buy a few new sleepers for bigger babies and bigger sizes, because a lot of the newborn sleepers have shrunk or are tighter. So yeah, we'll just change her out of this. This is just something that I had, this pink long sleeves, and I put this cute little bow in her hair. Look at this hair. This hair is amazing. I think it's so fun. I'm gonna put a curl on top of her head, and I have Elise over here, because Elise, every time that I saw this kit, oh, and I named her, I don't remember if I said, I named her Dahlia, like the flower. I don't know why, it just kind of, as I was thinking of what names I wanted to give her, I was trying to think of a name, and that name was one of the first thoughts that came to my head. And I looked it up, and I was seeing if there's like any meaning to it or whatever, but so her name's Dahlia. And I guess I do tend to name like flower names a lot, but it's not on purpose. And I just think it's cute. So this is Dahlia, and this is Frankie, and she is the Elise kit. And every time that when I would look at this kit, or when I've looked for this kit, they felt a lot of resemblance to me, but in size wise she is smaller. So we're just going to change her out of this and decide which of these 2 sleepers that I want to put her in. And I might turn the light off again, because I feel like it makes less glare, but I don't know. I'm trying to get more natural light, but I just don't have tons of great natural light in here. It's facing the wrong direction, so that you can get a better idea of like her coloring or the coloring of things. She's really sweet. I've been enjoying having her around and seeing her. I like her little newborny or baby look about her with the splotchiness of her skin. Hogging the light that I do have coming in. The splotchiness of her skin, and yeah, she's fun. So what I wanted to share, I'm so drawn, just a minute, I wanted to pick which sleeper. I'm so drawn to polka dots all the time. I just really like polka dots. I mean, look, Elise over here has polka dots. But I'm also almost feeling like Dahlia is going to look better in this flower one. So I think that's the one I'm going to put on her. And I'm just noticing right now that the sleeves right here kind of have a little poof on them. That's really cute. It has the zipper cover, which you don't see all that much. I don't feel like, well, she has one. Maybe it's the newborn ones that don't have it. They just have that little piece that folds over now, because you can zip them both ways. But I always like these little zipper covers. I think they're cute. Oh, and the neck has like a scallop edging. So these are really cute. So we'll put this on her. And what I was going to share with you is the other day, well, last week, I was kind of having a rough week. And there was something going on in our lives that was kind of hard and kind of stressful, and just some stuff going on with some things. And I was feeling kind of sad, overwhelmed, and I was looking on eBay, and I don't really enjoy eBay as much as I used to, just because I get tired of like the searches and stuff that I have on there do help narrow it down. But like one of my searches is just reborn baby, and when you get on there and you look at newborn baby, the search reborn baby, you just get so many of those reborn dolls from China. The Saskia and now the Maggie and whatnot like that. And it's discouraging. I mean, I used to have a search that was just preemie, reborn preemie, or preemie reborn, and there was nothing on it, hardly anything that was an actual real, just put in a shadow, an actual real reborn for sale. There was just all these fake ones. Oh, she looks cute in this, and it's a little big, but I'm sure I kind of like that look. But even after I wash it, it will fit. Not tight, still a little baggy, but cute. So look how cute she is. I think I'm gonna fix her hair just a little bit. Hopefully the top of her head is not being cut off. Where did my spray go? Anyway, so I have this search, those searches on eBay, and I don't look at it like I used to. I have found some good dolls on there, but I usually make sure that I read really well about them, or, you know, can tell that they're a good doll for sale. So anyway, last week I'm having a couple bad days, and just kind of looking online, looking reborns.com, went to eBay, was kind of looking at eBay, and I like to clear up my searches too because I have them saved, so it'll have a notification that there's new things for sale under that search. And that kind of bugs me when I get on there and I see that there's new things for sale and I want to clear them up. And so I was kind of just doing that, just kind of keeping my mind somewhere else. And I saw this doll for sale and I was like, oh, she's cute. And I clicked on it, on the pictures, and looked at the pictures, and there was a bunch of pictures. And it's not like those dolls from China that you can tell is a different picture, like stolen pictures or anything. It's from an actual artist. I usually will click on the artist's other work, but because of where my mind was at, I didn't. So, spur of the moment, the doll was not very much. I can't remember the price right then. I think the highest bid was like $125. There was only one other bid, and it was $125, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna bid on this doll just so that it comes up in my watching thing, in my bid thing, and it like will give me a notification on my phone when the doll's almost ending, just because this is a really cute doll. This is a really good price, and I just kind of wanted to keep an eye on it that way. And because I was just kind of feeling like buying a new doll, and I don't have like the funds to really be buying like an expensive new doll, but I just thought, well, this one's not very much, and I'm sure it's going to sell for a lot more, but it'd be fun just to be in on the bids and get the notifications, whatever. So I can't decide if I want to put the curl back on or just leave it down because she's like in her jammies. I think I'm going to keep it down right now, but just kind of messy. So anyway, so I didn't really think about it again after that. And yesterday I get a notification and it says it's about to end. And so I go and look at it and I'm like, oh wow, nobody else has still bid on it. And it has like 14 more minutes. And I thought, well, someone else is gonna, that other person before me is gonna bid on it. Because it's not even up to very much money. It was like $150, $153, something like that. I was only 50 cents higher than the other bid. So, I go on with doing whatever I'm doing. And a few hours later, I look at my phone and it says, you've won, pay now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have won that doll. That is so weird that it didn't even sell for that much money. And so I go back and I send payment and I get an email and thank you so much, I'll be shipping the doll tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, that's great. And then I'm thinking to myself, why did this doll sell for this much money? And it's not a kit that I would highlight as anything. It's actually not one that I see a whole lot. But part of me started thinking, well, I didn't even go and look at her other work, and I didn't see, about the artist. So I go right after I paid, and I get an email right back and says, thank you so much, I'll ship them tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I go look at her other dolls, and she has one other doll for sale. Her hair is so, in the pictures that were sent to me, I think it almost looked like it was ratted, but I don't want to do that. I just kind of want it just kind of like bedhead messy. I'm trying to not have the curl, but I almost like the curl. I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, I'm making this a long story. So I go and decide, well, I'm going to look at the other dolls because I didn't do that like I normally do. And so I click on it. She has one other doll for sale. And I click on it. And I'm like, okay, it looks like the same work. It's not that bad. Well, it's not bad. It was cute. It was decent. And I click on the description of it. And it says, unbranded kit. And I was like, wait, what? It says no COA, unbranded kit. And I'm like, so is she painting these counterfeit kits, and then I thought, what about the doll that I just bought from her? Is that a counterfeit kit? So I go back and I click on the description, and I don't even remember if I'd read the description before. I don't think so. I think just because where my head was and the price of the doll and just how I was feeling, it was kind of one of those spur of the moment. I didn't do my homework like I normally do when I'm looking at a doll. And so I clicked on it, and I'm reading about it, and it says no COA, but that was all. And I'm like, well, I know that I have bought secondhand reborns before that did not have a COA. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, this isn't even a kit that I've seen like advertised as a counterfeit kit. So then I'm Googling the kit's name, and it didn't pop up anything really at first. The thing that did pop up, that it was a sold out kit. And I'm like, well, that could, I don't know when it sold out, how old it is. Maybe that could be the reason why she has no COAs, because, so I'm giving all these excuses in my head. And then I'm like, I don't know though, because if her other kit is a unbranded kit with no COA, so I go and read the description again to make sure it doesn't say unbranded in the doll that I bought. And it didn't. It just said I didn't want to say the sculpt, this about it, this about it, no COA, this about it. And so I'm like, okay. And so then I go back to Google search again, type in the name and scroll more, or I did images. All of a sudden I start seeing all these fake kits of that doll coming up, and I haven't really noticed them before. And so I clicked on the doll kit, and it was on Amazon, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I just bought a counterfeit doll. So I get this like pit in my stomach, and I'm like, no. And I'm thinking, what do? I don't want this doll anymore. I can't resell this doll because of everything that would be surrounding it because of that. And so I got right on, and it's only been, I don't know, it hasn't been that long. And I write the artist, and I say, I didn't read well enough your description of this doll, and now that I am, and I see the other doll you have for sale and says unbranded, and this one says no COA, does that mean that this doll kit is a counterfeit kit? If so, I do not want this doll. And shh. And so she writes back and says, okay, thanks. Or, okay. I think she might have just said, okay. So I wrote her again, and I said, I don't think that. I think that it would be best if you're going to sell a counterfeit kit that you put unbranded in the description, just so that people aren't confused, because I have purchased dolls before with no COA that are authentic kits, and it's really hurting the community, the reborn community. I'm an avid reborn collector and blah blah blah. You know, I was trying to be nice, but in a stern way, like, I'm sorry, I can't own this kit, and it would probably be good if you didn't sell those kits or paint those kits. And she wrote back and said, and then by then I'd went and looked at her feedback and saw that she like paints Bountiful Baby kits and some other ones. And I'm like, okay, so she does paint like authentic kits. But she writes me back and says, I do paint authentic kits, but I also paint these unbranded ones for people who can't afford to buy an authentic reborn kit, and I try to keep the prices low. So if I'm doing anything, I'm just being a good human being. So I wrote her back and just said, well, I think maybe a good idea would be to make budget babies or something to help you keep your prices down, but it's not a good idea to be using these fake kits. It's not fair to the artists and to people out there who might not know. Anyway, so she wrote back and said, okay. And I said, no, by the way, your dolls are very cute, and I think that they would sell, and just disappointed that it's unbranded, and sorry that I didn't know. So she refunded my money, and I've moved on. She's moved on, and I'm sure the doll's back up for sale. But anyway, that's my story, and I didn't think I would ever fall for that, because usually I am pretty thorough at looking at stuff like that, especially lately. And I usually on eBay will not even look at dolls that I have seen the kits being sold as counterfeit, but this was a kit I hadn't seen before, and so it was kind of a surprise to me. And also, it was kind of a spur of moment, not in the right time frame kind of bid, which I've learned my lesson with that too. So didn't get it, which is 100% fine. It was kind of a regretful purchase anyway, just because I didn't think I was going to win the bid. It was just kind of one of those things, bad shopping addiction habit, I guess. I shouldn't have bid. So I've learned my lesson, and we need to just look more carefully. And anyway, so that's my story. And here's a little Dahlia in her little flower sleeper. And I was going to grab Elise. So here's a little Elise, little Frankie, and see if we can just see the size difference. But I feel like they resemble each other a lot. Oh wow, I have spoke way too much. So I always got the same feel for them, for looking alike before I had them, but the size difference is her legs are very bent, but she's just heavier, and she's bigger. But it's the cute girls. And I think from now on, even if a doll doesn't have a COA and it says it's lost, I don't think I'll ever buy one without a COA again, or at least the paperwork to prove that it was authentic. So we don't want to hurt the doll community or the artists that make these beautiful babies. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. See, that'll turn it off. See her complexion. She has like even like little lines in her eye. Little veins. She's a cutie. Elise is a cutie too. So, hope you all have a beautiful day, and we'll just see you again soon. Bye.